Welcome to the KAIROS Wisdom Keepers podcast, where ancient wisdom meets the modern healer. In our podcast, we share how ancestral soul wisdom and cyclical living support today's healers in activating greater wealth, health, intuition, and spiritual connection.
Hello, welcome to our 9th episode of KAIROS Wisdom Keepers, the economy of desire. I'm Janet Raftis.
And I'm Ina Lukas, and today we're going to talk about how desire is spirit knowing herself through you.
This is such a juicy topic and one that Ina and I just love to talk about so much because it is about expansion, and it's about knowing our divinity and our humanity, and about incorporating both of those aspects ourselves into the way we live our lives. And so the economy of desire can also be described as the expansion of value. So desire is a natural state of being, but we've been programmed to believe that it is somehow selfish or impure to have desire. But this couldn't be further from the truth.
That is exactly it, because we want to bring you out to broader perspective here. So you are an extension of source energy. You are spirit in human form. You are your higher self, your soul self, living a human experience through your body, and your soul and the universe is continually in a state of expansion. Your soul is in a state of evolution. And so you come in, you chose this beautiful body that you're in. You chose this beautiful avatar. You chose these circumstances. You chose everything about your life to cause the expansion of self and soul and the universe. You came here at this time to expand the human collective consciousness. So when we go broader there and we understand that you're here to evolve humanity, you're here to evolve your soul, you're here as God, spirit, source, goddess, whatever you call it, having this human experience that is designed to cause expansion. And so when you have a desire, when you have passion, when you have inspiration that's moving through you, that is God source energy. That is God source inspiration that is wanting to expand, that is wanting to evolve humanity through you. It is wanting to increase value of life, value of resources, value of love. All of that is expanding through you when you feel desire.
Yes, and expansion is how the universe operates. It is its natural state. We know that, it is mind-boggling, but we know that the universe is constantly expanding. It is infinite in nature. So it is simultaneously infinite and expanding. And so if the universe's natural impulse is to expand, then us as the universe, as a physical manifestation of the universe's expansion, are also programmed to expand. And when we pinch off that desire, when we get stuck in resistance or fear of change, we are holding back the expansion of the collective, our personal expansion, and the expansion of source. It's like saying no. It's like crossing your arms and stomping your foot and saying no to goddess's desire to know herself as more. Evolution is a natural process. So we are actually programmed to evolve, but then we get these hits of desire and we somehow shrink from them, right? Oftentimes we will hold back this, thinking that we're not worthy of it, we don't deserve it, or it will cause us discomfort. The fear of the change may be too much sometimes. And what we really want to bring into this conversation is that these limitations have been placed upon us. They are not our natural state of being. These limitations are what the programming of society, right, of which we are within a framework currently of patriarchy, dominator style governance, which is about the suppression of our magic, right? At its core, that's a big piece of it. And so we have to break out of the matrix that we are currently living in, break out of that matrix, remove the hooks of this programming, and really get on a deep level that our innate programming, the programming that we came here with, that we were born with, is for expansion. We grow. That is what we do. That is what all of Gaia does.
And that matrix that we are currently living in is our own creation. It is not imposed upon us in any way, shape, or form. It is part of the playground that our soul, our higher self, source, wanted to create for our evolution. So when we really get this, that even the conditions, the matrix, the programming that surrounds us is actually our own programming that we came here to break out of. And so when we have desire, when we have passion, when we have inspiration moving through us, this is source pulsing through your heart, pulsing through your mind, your feelings, your body. It is giving you sensation to expand. It is giving you the activation of the expansion programming that is already inside of you, that is awakening out of the matrix that you self-created, that we collectively are holding in place here.
Yes.
And so when that happens, if you are in a state of, this desire is so powerful moving through me, but I can't, but the timing isn't right, and I don't have the money, and I don't have the resources, you are creating the gap state that is pinching yourself off from source itself, that is wanting you to feel appreciation for that desire that's moving through you. And when you're appreciating the desire and the passion and the intuition and the inspiration that's moving through you, you are creating a magnetic currency that causes all circumstances to form around you to bring that desire into physical manifestation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so we are always co-creating with source, and everything that we feel in our bodies is some sort of impulse, some sort of sensation, right? And so what we have this natural impulse to expand, to grow, to evolve. I mean, you can watch a baby and you can really see it in action, right? A baby like playing with her toes, or, grabbing at the little toy on the carriage, like they're constantly bringing the environment to them, right? Exploring and pushing their own limits. I mean, you can watch a baby, and every single day that baby will do something different, something new, right? And then as we get older, the programming of society starts to set in. We start to feel insecure. We may have had trauma that has caused us to doubt our worthiness. I mean, all of these things are natural, beautiful co-creations and initiations, and they're challenging, and we don't want to diminish the trauma that anybody has experienced, and which can be a profound and challenging reality, right? And also, we understand that as spiritual beings in human form, we came here to experience and co-create these initiations and these opportunities for expansion. So even in these woundings and even in these trauma, we are providing ourselves with an opportunity for healing. We're providing ourselves with an opportunity to have this expansion. And desire is always an indication. If you feel desire, if you feel passion, if you feel inspiration inside of your body, if you're receiving that impulse, then that is the indication that there is something wanting to evolve you, that something is wanting to pour through you. Some aspect of source creation is wanting to pour itself through you. Goddess is wanting to use you as a channel, as a vessel to bring this desire that she has to know herself through you. You are co-creating that together. And we will really it's important to acknowledge that the reason we shut ourselves off from that is fear. So it's okay to acknowledge I have fear. Whenever something really big is afoot, you better believe your patterns are going to come up. Your limiting beliefs are going to come up. Your defenses are going to come up. Your subconscious mind is going to be saying, no effing way. And it's going to give you all the reasons in the world to not do it.
Yeah. And we are in a time of those limiting beliefs and that matrix really falling away. We are in a time of clearing this energy where we are creating new possibilities that we haven't experienced before. Manifestation is becoming quicker because there are more humans on the planet than have ever been here in our known reality before, that are pulling so much desire through. So the amount of collective desire for peace right now is bigger than it's ever been before. The collective desire for harmony and coexistence in beautiful, peaceful ways. The collective desire for well-being and health and community is stronger on the planet than it's ever been before. So we have our individual desires, but we also have a planet that is pulling this desire through us. And so what that means is that everything is going to be happening more quickly. And the more we release our resistance and even the whole thought patterns of how much healing and that we have to go through, the more we actually dive into a new world, a new reality of possibility. And that's the space that we want to create from, is this bigger place of allowing us to really have fun. To have fun as spiritual beings in human form that came here to change a collective consciousness. And the way that you change collective consciousness is by thinking new thoughts. It's by focusing on possibility. It's by sloughing off and releasing and alchemizing the past, but putting more emphasis now. Yes, it's so important to do the inner healing. And it's a place that people can really get stuck. And so part of the energy right now that's coming through is moving forward, riding the waves of this humanitarian, asking for social justice, for equity, for well-being throughout society. And that societal change happens inside of us.
It sure does. And as you were talking, I was just thinking about that book, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And she talks about how ideas for books float around in, the ethers around us. And then, somebody will grab it and will bring it in. And, it prompted me to think too about how scientists will often be racing to get their, their new breakthrough out first. And this is because ideas will drop in because they'll be in the field. Why are they in the field? They're in the field because there is desire for them in the field. And so the field becomes ripe with the energy of this desire. And people who match bringing that desire into manifestation are given the opportunity to do it, right? Source is this is a really great match for Janet, this idea, right? But it's also a really great match for Billy and Joanne and, Muhammad and Sophia. It can be a great match for a lot of people. And so those who are in touch with the desire, those who are attuned to being the conduit for the desire, will be able to bring it through. And that doesn't mean it's not a competitive thing. So we say like the desire, it's just that the desire will be alive in the field because there's a need for it. And so people who are in a good position to bring that desire through will feel that desire in their body. They'll get that hit from source that, oh, here's this thing that really lights me up that I get to be the conduit of.
Yeah. Woo! So, how do you engage in the economy of desire in your life? This is the juice here. This is about listening to your heart, listening to your body, and following the impulses of desire, passion, intuition that are flowing through you without the but, without the resistance, without the halt. It's allowing yourself to feel that inspiration coming through you and trusting that you are a vessel of the divine, and giving space for her, for spirit, for source to use you in a way that expands you and all of the life around you that you impact. And so this level of value, it's in the microcosm, it's in the macrocosm. As Janet and I were talking about this episode, it was making me think about, an example for me is in my yard and in my gardening. And when I'm outside, my landscape designer brain is just like flowing. The amount of passion and inspiration that flows through me when I'm in my yard and I'm like, I can't wait to put in, this rhythmic perennial bed, and I can't wait to put in these swaths of plants and my vegetable gardens and all of that. And then, the structures, the ceremonial fire space, all of that, like my whole body is lit up with source pouring through me of how much passion and excitement of that creative flow. When it comes through me, it's like expanding out for me 360 degrees in all directions. And I may just be one little human in my yard, but, so for example, I really just wanted to put in a little pollinator bed, even though I have more projects to do before I can get to the bigger flower gardens. I was like, I just need to create a food source for all my little butterflies and bees and insects, with my favorite plants that nourish my heart and soul. So, I was at the local garden center and like I was in tears with so much joy, like seeing these, Joe Pyeweed and all these plants that I absolutely love. And I put in just even in this like 3x5 foot little pollinator garden that is a whole bunch of my favorite plants that light my heart up. Just looking at them makes me so happy, and I can get cut flowers from them, and and I can smell them. I can make nosegays out of them. But simultaneously, now just within a week, there are hundreds of butterflies and bees and all of these little pollinator insects that are hovering over that garden. So my desire was also source moving through me, because I'm so connected to all of those little birds and bees that are like, we want new food sources. We want variety. There's so many other flowers that we want to be, native plants that we want to be consuming. And so it's like this win-win-win of value where the garden center wins, when I come in and purchase from my little local garden center, and then the value that expands in the diversity in the ecosystem in my yard that wasn't there before, the native diversity that creates habitat. So habitat created through desire.
Yes. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful process. And that's why we say also that the economy of desire is a currency of value, right? Because there's value zipping back and forth here. between, Ina, Gaia, goddess, butterflies, like so forth and so on. And it's such a beautiful web, right? That is expansive web that's created. And this happens, can happen in so many different ways. So if you're a kindergarten teacher, like you are, and you're bringing desire into the classroom because you love what you do, like the impact that you're having on those children is profound, right? If you're a stay-at-home mom, same, and you're doing it with passion and you're lit up by it because you're really in your zone of desire and you're allowing desire to flow through you, your children are going to have an amazing experience with you. If you are a librarian and you bring your desire to like introduce books to others into your job, like that's going to have a huge impact. If you want to purchase a home, right? Like this can be in the material realm too. It's desire on every level. If you want to purchase a home, then that desire is going to move you into evolution. Why? Okay. You might need to expand your income. You might need to move. You might need to expand your sense of self-worth and value. So all of these things are going to prompt you to enter into a greater state of service, provision, right? And so anything that you are desiring is going to find its way into your evolution. For me, writing is like desire flowing through me so much so. Like I get these ideas and I'm like, I have to write about this, develop it. I don't always know why I'm doing it or why I'm writing a certain thing, but it lights me up every time. And so there's this piece here where it's like, okay, I know that for me, part of my impact comes through words, right? So part of Ina's impact comes through providing meal for the worms. That's amazing. Right? Then those worms becoming a meal for something else. But,
exactly. Feeding the food web.
Right. And so we all have these ways that desire knows itself through us. And sometimes it is because we're aligned with our North Star and we're really in our magic, but desire shows up all the time. So, I have this greater desire of writing, right? But also Ina and I both have a desire of teaching and instructing and bringing cyclical living into the world. And that desire created this podcast and it created our school, right? Our desire to support intuitives and healers and finding their North Star, activating their unique magic and really walking their heart-centered purpose in life. Like that desire birthed a school, right? But desire is every day too. Desire may be that I really want a pedicure. That's a great desire too. If it makes you happy and then you are also providing work to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like there is desire when it is unfettered, not controlled, right? It will always be met by source. When you say yes to desire, source will always meet it and it will always benefit the whole.
Yeah. Yeah, this bigger web, like the economy of desire, the increase of value. So think about desire in love and relationship. If you desire an intimate partnership that is healthy and expansive love, where you're together for a higher purpose and a devotion to love, or if you have a desire for deep, intimate, evolutionary friendships, or a desire for deeper connection to your children, to your parents, to your family, all of that desire to have deeper unconditional love, to have deeper intimacy and human connection and presence is an increase in value. It is you bringing more love into the world. It is you bringing more of your heart, more of your intention for deeper human connection into the world. And the value of deep, authentic, unconditional love and human connection right now is it's one of the most valuable things on the planet, is you showing up with that desire to be more authentic, to be deeper in relationships. That is part of the increase in value. That creates impact on everyone who you are in relationship with. In the same way, like a desire for healing, maybe there's something going on in your body. Your desire for health and well-being and feeling good in your body not only impacts you, but it impacts the people around you. Think how many people have healed themselves from something, miraculously, or an issue that you've been going through, and you hear from somebody how they healed it and the process that they went through, or the supplements that they took, the diet that they were on. Listening to somebody's inspirational story could have the information that you need to have your own healing, right? So you sharing your healing process can help other people heal too. I mean, there's so much to the importance of your own healing as part of this expansion of the healing of humanity. This is all increasing value, increasing healing, the expansion, the evolution of humankind.
Yes, it is. And it's like when you heal and share your healing, you allow so many others to also heal. Like you give them something. And this is where desire really, in its just purest form, when we honor that summoning, desire is a summoning forth. It is calling you forth. And when each of us honors that, we truly bring so much more light onto this planet. We truly evolve all of us. And there is a piece here where when we say yes to desire, the desire that's healthy, that is evolutionary, right? This is, this is not toxic.
Clinging, codependent.
Be clear, exactly. But when we really honor, exactly. When we honor the pure frequency of desire, that is source desire operating through us, we are really healing the planet. We are healing one another. We are becoming examples of what evolutionary living is. And source, again, will always meet us and show us how to do it. Once the desire is there, that means that people on the other end of it are willing to respond to it, right? The law of polarity. If you want to bring something into the world, there is a need for it, right? So desire is matching somebody else's desire and need.
Yeah.
So what is the secret sauce to all of this? And this is something that is so important. It's so important. It is appreciation, gratitude.
Yeah. Desire plus the expansion of value plus appreciation and gratitude is what is the secret sauce to this expansion and the movement of currency in the economy. So when you have a desire and passion is running through you, while simultaneously you're appreciating the fuck out of that inspiration running through you. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for pouring this inspiration through me that's giving me goosebumps and excitement and thrill chills and all of that. When you're saying, yes, thank you for allowing me to be a conduit for your growth, Spirit, for the expansion of the universe. Thank you. Like that's the juice right there, is bowing instead of stopping and I can't have it and da-da-da-da-da. It's just, thank you. I don't even know where this inspiration is going. I don't know how this is going to come into fruition. I only know that I'm so thankful for the inspiration. I'm so thankful for the idea. I'm so grateful that I am here in human form, allowing the expansion of the universe, allowing the expansion of my soul and my soul's journey, allowing the expansion of humanity, allowing me to be a part of this incredible time on earth that is the expansion of humanity. Thank you. thank you. The gratitude, the appreciation is the lubricant and fulfillment of your heart's desires.
It sure is.
Little KY jelly, a little
Yes.
thank you. TY jelly.
Yeah. And I was just thinking as you were talking about all that, about how, we are here in the energy of Lammas, the harvest. You are harvesting for yourself, sure. And you are harvesting for the community, for mankind, for humankind, for source, right? The harvest is this time of celebration of the desire coming to fruition.
Yeah.
Right? The harvest is the manifestation of the desire. So really honoring that, like we get to give thanks for that, right? That's where the appreciation again, like as we harvest, let's be as grateful as we can for all that we are allowed, that we are here, that we are in the process of bringing into this world because we are listening to source, because we are dialed in. And the more conscious we become in this, I would say your manifestations are going to be better. You're going to have more abundance. Like all of those things are true, but at the core, you are going to be a person who experiences more happiness and fulfillment. You are going to feel on purpose. You are going to feel alive. You are going to feel connected and co-creative with source.
That's a good state of being.
It's a really really damn good state of being.
And it's what we came here to experience. We came here to experience the juiciness of it all. And speaking of juiciness,
we got juicy goodness.
We have some super juicy goodness coming up. If you want to work play more deeply with this topic, we have a program that's coming out at the end of August, a Sovereign Wealth for Intuitive Leaders course that is about unhooking from the external financial matrix and creating true wealth from within, so that you're fully sourced no matter what your circumstances are. And if you missed it, we had a super powerful Lionsgate activation that really focused on internal abundance to create more prosperity in every area of your life. You can also check out episode 7, where we talked about the Lionsgate and the power of appreciation and expansion during that episode.
We are all up in this Lammas energy right now of expansion and abundance and creation, right? And so tune in for our next episode as well, where we are going to be talking all about sovereign wealth for healers, because yes, healers deserve to experience sacred wealth as well. And there is nothing like sovereign wealth to really provide you with a deep sense of nourishment and satisfaction and fulfillment in your work, knowing that you are creating impact in the world while receiving support, financial support for that impact.
Yes. So we highly recommend that you check out all the links in the show notes below. We have so many different ways to support you as we're moving through these potent times. And we want to thank you so much for being here and listening to this episode of KAIROS Wisdom Keepers. Each week, we share cyclical wisdom and practical tools and insights for working with the seasons on this podcast. And if you enjoyed this episode and what we shared with you here, please be a part of the economy of desire and the expansion of value, and share it with your friends. You can also follow us, the KAIROS Healers Academy, on Instagram or any other social media channel. Like and subscribe.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the KAIROS Wisdom Keepers, where healers walk outside of time.